Hello good people, it's good to see you once again. My name is Irene and this is Hairy Lifestyle. Thank you for joining me today. Over the last couple of videos we've been going to the market, buying our vegetables, processing them. That's what we've been doing. If you haven't seen those videos, I will link them below. And this is a continuation of that on how we continue to process our vegetables. Now, before we continue, I'd like to thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. Please consider subscribing to this channel. We'll do all things related to home, especially to do with health and wellness. And food is a big part of our health and our wellness. So if this is your kind of content, please consider hitting that subscribe button, turn on your notification, and join my family here on YouTube. I really appreciate you for that. So when you go to the market and buy your vegetables, one of the things that you have to quickly do is process those vegetables. If you don't process them, you'll end up with a lot of spoilage. I have done that so many times. I go to the market, I get excited, I get good deals, I buy all this stuff, and then guess what happens? I don't process them, and then they end up spoiling. Vegetables don't last for long. I'm going to spend a lot of time today processing my vegetables. I'm going to share a lot of that video with you, so don't worry if nothing has changed. It is still the same day when I'm doing this. I have to process these vegetables and make sure that they're ready for storage. So what I'm going to do right now, I want to make tomato paste. When you buy tomato paste from the supermarket, just try and look at the ingredients. You will see a lot of things that probably you cannot pronounce, you don't know what they are. So it's a good idea to make your own tomato paste, and it's not really even a big deal. You can just do it in any way that you wish to do it. I will boil mine, I will boil it down and reduce the liquid as much as possible. Then I'll add other ingredients into it to make it tasty. And more than that, it will be actually ready. If I don't have onions, tomatoes, garlic, ginger, I can just use this paste, and it has all these things inbuilt into the tomato paste itself. Remember my tomatoes, I bought these 6 kgs of tomatoes for about 100 shillings. If I don't process them now, zitaharibika, so I need to get on to it right away. I'm going to use my chili peppers. They're not very hot. They're spicy, but they're not very hot. I'm going to add a big bunch of this. I hope they don't get too spicy. I'm going to add like 3 hohos. I have two red hohos, 1 yellow hoho. This is what I'm going to use for my tomato paste. I'm using 2 onions, 2 red onions, and these last 3 ingredients I'm going to put at the end. This is some garlic, some ginger, which I'll grate up, and then this spring onion. I don't want these 3 items to cook for too long. I want them to retain their freshness and their goodness. So these ones I'll probably put at the very end, and then we'll blend this up. I'm not going to de-seed. I'm not going to remove the seeds of my tomato, or I'm not also going to remove the skin, because that's a lot of work. And when I cook with tomatoes, I cook with everything. So when I make my tomato paste, I don't see why I should remove some of these things and like waste that goodness. So I'm just going to put the tomatoes as they are. Now I've lowered the camera so that you can see me better. I'm going to just go ahead and start processing all these things and throwing them into my sufuria. I don't have a very big sufuria. I need to go shopping for a sufuria. I wanted to do this with a pot, but I decided I'll just do this in a sufuria and put this on my stove top. Let me come here so that you can see me. I'll put this on my stove top qua gas and make them. I hope it won't take too long. The other thing that I'm going to do is what? Oh yeah, I didn't want to wash a makaa. I don't want to start lighting up a jiko, so I'll just do this here. So let's go ahead and cut up these ingredients. All these ingredients have already been washed and cleaned, so I'm not going to wash anything. I'm just going to cut them up. So as you can see, I've put everything on the fire. That's how full my sufuria is. It will definitely, you know, calm down, wither down as the tomatoes and the other ingredients cook. As I said, I'm going to add the other ingredients much later. So let's cook this down. Time is 11:28, so it's just about 11:30. I want to see how long this process takes, because I'm thinking maybe I should have used a jiko to do this so that I don't use so much gas. Gas iko na bei kali sana. I hope it doesn't take too long to bring this whole mixture to be, you know, fully cooked, such that so that I can go to the next step, which will be blending. I am adding no water at all. The only water that will be here is the water, the liquid that comes from the tomato. It's important, do not add any water because you're trying to cook down all the water there is. So adding water is just going to be counterproductive to the whole process. So let's see how long this takes to cook down. We are 30 minutes in. I put this at 11:30. Now it's 12 o'clock. It's looking good. The tomatoes have cooked well. As you can see, they've cooked down. This sufuria was full, but now we're going down. We're going down. The liquid is a lot, so I'm gonna have to give it another amount of time to see how much of the liquid can, you know, evaporate and cook down. This is a tomato paste, not like barbecue sauce or something like that. So I don't mind if it's kind of wet. That's not a problem, because then you'll be adding it back to your food. So let's see how it is in another half hour. But so far, it's looking good. I'm keeping it without a lid. I'm letting it cook without a lid so that the moisture can evaporate. If I use a lid on this, then that means I'll be trapping in all the moisture. So I'm just going to cook it with the lid off so that the moisture can evaporate. It has been just about 1 hour. This has cooked down very, very well. I'm actually very happy with it. It's almost cooked down maybe a third of the way to almost a half of the way. I'm really happy with it. I feel like it looks really, really good. I like it. Over here I have my ginger. I'm going to turn off the fire in just a few minutes. Then I'll add my ginger and also add my garlic so that they can just cook down with the residual heat. I don't want the ginger and the garlic to cook down too much. I don't want them to lose their potency and their flavor. These spring onions and maybe some dhania, which I might cut up later, I'll show you all that. I'll add them when I'm ready to blend this mixture. I don't want these spring onions to cook down. I want the vibrant green color to be seen, for you to see some specks of green. I wish I got basil, but I was not able to get basil, so that this I'll put in later. I'll show you all that. So once I put this off, I'm going to add the garlic and the ginger, and then I'll let this cool off for however long it takes to cool down, and then I'll blend it up and store it, and I'll show you all that. So now we are almost done with our tomato paste. Everything has gone very well. I have it here. It's shriveled down quite a bit. I don't know if you can see that. It's gone down. It's almost like a third of the sufuria. This is where I'm going to add my spring onions. And then I'm just going to use my immersion blender to begin the blending process. I hope this works. This immersion blender is strong enough. I think it will get the job done. In case it doesn't get the job done, then I'm going to move on and just use a normal blender, but I'm really crossing my fingers that this works well, because I don't want to start bringing out the blender. This is where I should be wearing an apron, because this is potentially a very messy thing to do. You can easily soil your clothes. I've had a few drops falling on me. I wish I had gotten an apron, but I didn't. Yeah, so here we are. I don't have a very smoothly blended paste. These are some of the things you can do different from me. Perhaps you can use a much stronger blender, because I can still see my seeds, I can still see all that. But you know what, it doesn't bother me too much. I think I'll keep it that way. If you wanted, you could put this in a much stronger blender and blend it to perfection. You can also put this back on the fire and try to melt it down, to reduce it down even further. It just depends on how you want your paste to be like. For me, this is good enough because it's going to be going to cook. The important thing I wanted to do is find a way to preserve the tomatoes that I bought and be able to utilize them for a very long time without them going bad within a very short period of time. You can tell I'm getting tired. Yeah? I want to taste this. Tastes like tomatoes. You can taste a bit of the spices back there. Not too much. I chose not to add salt to this mixture because when you're cooking, you're definitely going to add salt to it. So I'm going to go on ahead. I have my containers here, several of them. I'm going to go on ahead and pack this tomato paste into these containers. I hope there'll be enough. I have 5 containers. Let's see how that goes, and then I'll be back to show you the final product. And we are done. Here we are. I have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jars of good tomato paste. This is without any preservatives, no additives. I know exactly what has gone into my tomato paste. I also have been able to, save money, buy these tomatoes when they are overripe and the sellers just want to get rid of them. I've been able to process them. So I'm going to let everything just stay and cool off properly. Then I'm going to close these jars. These are airtight jars. That's what I like about these jars, because they are airtight. Once I close them, I'm going to just refrigerate them. And we're just going to remove one at a time to use in the house. I'm sure this will take us for a few weeks before we need to make any more. It's been a long process. When you go to the market, you have to come and process the vegetables that you've bought, and this is part of that work. And it's good work. It's good work. I'm happy with what I've gotten. If you look closely, you will see the seeds of the tomatoes, because I didn't remove the seeds, and I don't mind that. They'll cook down even further when we use them to cook our meals, because you'll use this and you'll still, further cook it. I can taste a bit of the chili peppers. They're not very hot, but you can taste them. The garlic, the ginger, you can taste all that. So because these don't have preservatives, you want to keep them, you don't want to have a very big jar. You want to have a small jar that you can use over a few days, and keep all your other jars refrigerated. Not refrigerated, actually frozen. I'll keep them in my freezer and make sure they're frozen. Well, and that is that. Thank you very much for joining me for this video. It's been a long one. I've enjoyed doing this. I hope you try some of these things out in your own house. If you have any comment, if you have any observation, maybe a correction, you'd like to give me a tip or something, you can leave a comment down below. Of course, there are things you can do different. You can process your tomato paste using a much stronger blender and make sure it blends all the way down. You could have removed the seeds, you could have removed the peel. I mean, there are many ways to go about this recipe, but this is how I did mine. Thank you for watching. I'm going to see you in my next video. And don't forget, please subscribe.